Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to Uncle Red's channel. Let's get serious. In today's video, we're talking about the pound for pound king right now, Islam Makhachev, and we're gonna break down some of his skills and why he's such an animal. He's such a freak show. Okay, boys and girls, this video is brought to you by PrizePicks. And if you're into sports, you can pick more or less on your favorite players in the NBA, NHL, UFC, boxing. It's available in states like Texas, California, and 30 more, plus Canada. For new users, you place a $5 lineup and you'll get $50 instantly when you sign up. Use code TIMBO, all caps TIMBO, when you sign up. And keep an eye on my Instagram and Snapchat stories. I'm going to be having some picks for UFC 311 and gonna get us some cheddar. That's code Timbo. PrizePicks, check it out. He is 33 years old, in his absolute prime. He's competed professionally since 2010, and he was a combat sambo world champion in 2016 and a two-time Russian national champion. He is right now the #1 pound for pound in the UFC. UFC 311, it goes down, and he's taking on a tough fight, and I know it's a tough fight for him. It's not good. I mean, it's not the biggest fight. If you're a huge fan of the sport, it's a sweet fight. It's a sweet fight that you can't wait to see. He's fought him before. He's taken on Arman Tsarukyan, and it's going to be good. Arman recently took out Charles Oliveira to earn this shot with Islam, but Islam Makhachev, he's big. He's a big dude. Probably walks around 195 pounds. He's huge. He very easily could be a welterweight. He could move up to welterweight very easily. He's 26-1, 5 KOs, 12 submissions, and he has one loss. Everyone you talk to, everyone who's grappled with him said he's just freak show. He's a freak show strong, and he's on a serious streak. Beat Arman Tsarukyan, Davey Ramos, Drew Dober, Dan Hooker, Bobby Green, Charles Oliveira, Volkanovski twice, and Dustin Poirier. So let's take a peek here and break down some of his skills. This was his last fight versus Dustin Poirier. It was June 1st, 2024. Let's take a peek on how it looked. Okay, so we got two southpaws. Dustin Poirier, who's a real OG, has nothing to lose, coming from a very good team at American Top Team. Good boxer, good wrestler, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. And look at the size, just right off the rip. Look at this stare down. Look at the size of Islam Makhachev. He's giant. I don't even know how he makes the weight class. The beard. He's got a beard. He's got a Dagestani beard with no mustache. Signature beard there that they do. I don't know why they do that. I'd be curious to know. Here we go. DP versus Islam Makhachev. And Islam's such a powerful grappler, but his striking's so underrated too. He throws his punches so clean. He's different than Khabib. Khabib was a little bit more reckless with his punches, and he'd throw overhands and he'd duck his head, and he'd just be a little bit different. Islam is sharp. Right there, slips outside Dustin's jab. Let's watch this little combo first right here. Slips outside Dustin's jab and cracks him with the left hand. Same stance, that happens a lot. Comes forward, 3-2. Dustin goes to swing back and ducks into a beautiful shot. Head outside, double leg, drives into the fence, puts his head back inside to the single leg and steps in the middle. Khabib would do the same thing. They do a tight single leg. The right thing to do is keep your shin. Look at Dustin's doing the right thing. He's got a whizzer. He's got his shin on the outside. But those guys step in the middle and they almost get their hips to the cage. And then they trip that inside foot. And as soon as it hits the mats, they don't hang out on the legs, they move up to the hips. And that makes it way more of a pain in the butt to get up. So, first 45 seconds, he's on top of Dustin Poirier in half guard against the fence. Half guard, one of the best positions in MMA to keep someone down and beat on him. You hear the commentators say that all the time, and it's the truth. In jiu-jitsu, you want to keep progressing. So you want to pass the guard into side control, mount them, take their back, and that's fine. But as soon as you pass against the fence, you're in side control. Now for that bottom guy to get up, it makes it a lot easier for him to get up. He's just got to belly out and get his hip and get the side of his body to the fence and then stand up. Half guard, he needs that bottom leg. Look at Dustin Poirier's leg here. He needs that bottom leg to stand up. So half guard's a good spot to stay on top of someone and dominate him. Islam doing a good job at just keeping Dustin Poirier's back flat right now. He's got a good hard crossface with his right hand. Pummels into the underhook. This is a good spot for you to, the top guy, to just lay his weight on the bottom guy. Make the bottom guy frame up. Make the bottom guy have to shrimp and just carry your weight. A good spot to just zap their energy a little bit. And Islam, like I said, everyone says he feels like a middleweight when he gets on top of you. Let's see here. So this could have been the end of the fight. He goes across Kimura. I thought this was going to be the end. He goes Kimura, cross body. Kind of hard to finish here, but now he passes. Now he passes, and Dustin doesn't settle there. He scrambles hard. Islam goes Kimura trap to the back, classic, right to the body triangle. And it's still early, only 3 minutes left, and Islam is putting on a clinic. And Dustin Poirier is a good grappler. He's a good black belt himself. Islam is just on another level. He really is. Tight body triangle, and you guys don't realize, like, Dustin's getting his guts squeezed. If he ate anything too close to the fight, if he ate some sauce on his rice bowl or something, and now you got Islam Makhachev squeezing your guts, 99.9% of the world, they'd tap out right in that position just from the gut squeeze. But Dustin Poirier is doing a good job. He's getting his gut squeezed, and he's fighting 2-on-1. Whatever hands over the shoulder, you got to fight 2-on-1. Your first line of defense is your chin tucked. The second is fighting 2 hands on 1 over the shoulder. And Dustin's doing a good job here. Also, it's tiring for having a body triangle that long. Dustin's still scrambling, Doing a good job hand fighting here. And it ends the round like that. It ends around like that, so that's just like, I mean, it could make that could be a 10-8 round. It really could be. Islam dominated him very early on. So here we go, second round. Second round of a 25-minute fight. Dustin comes out in great shape, nothing to lose. Was supposed to be his retirement fight here. Southpaw, and look at that shot. Islam waits for him to throw a leg kick. As soon as he throws a left leg kick, let's slow it down. Boom. As soon as he throws a left leg kick, Islam goes to block it and just gets deep in a double. Good tight pinch right behind the knees. Knee pounds, get in, single leg, head up. Goes to the ankles almost like a freestyle. And then Dustin does a good job. No shoes, he gets away. So that's a little win there for Dustin. Probably gave him a little bit of confidence, not giving up that takedown that early. Here we go. Southpaw again. Just real quick. Kind of keeping an eyes on where Dustin's weight is at his feet. Shoots a quick head inside single. No real setup. As soon as Dustin steps forward, changes levels, head inside single. Nice head inside single. Dustin limp legs out, pushes away. And another little win there. Little dirty boxing from Islam. And now we're southpaw. So 2 good wins second round where Dustin's able to limp leg out. Shoes changed the game in that area. But still, Islam doesn't panic. He doesn't start throwing sloppy punches, and this can be defeating for a lot of wrestlers. If you're a grappler and you go in there and your main goal is to grapple a guy, and that guy shuts down your takedowns, or you take him down and he pops back up, that can be pretty defeating mentally. But Islam, he's just been competing so long with the best guys. Usman Nurmagomedov, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Double jab, left hand, perfectly. So he's still composed. Not panicked. 2 minutes, 8 seconds here. Goes into a single leg again. Into his single leg, drives against the fence. Goes head inside, crawls up to the hips, gets good head position. Dustin doing a good job with this defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Islam was close to 185 pounds on fight night. Maybe 180, but he just looks huge. Dustin does a good job pummeling double unders, circling his feet off the fence. Really good job there by Dustin. hard to commit on these wrestlers that have such good timing on those shots. You just have to be careful coming forward and over-committing on your punches. You over-commit on a punch, they change levels, they're in on your legs, and now it's a whole thing. 30 seconds left, round 2. Islam's, they're scrapping now. They're scrapping. Muay Thai clinch here. Throwing uppers. Says go from a Thai clinch and he drops right down into a double, and look at him driving off that mat, driving all his weight into the fence. Head inside single. Runs the pipe real quick, ends up on top, full guard, 10 seconds left in the round 2. Exhausting pace. Okay, we're moving to round 3. Southpaw, southpaw here. Hard to step in and commit. Hard to step in and commit when you got a guy shooting like this. Uppercut to the lips. Back in the Thai clinch. Goes over unders. Goes over unders here. Body lock, double unders. Look at him step his hips in. This is 4:17 round 3. Steps his hips all the way in front of Dustin. All the way in front of him. Not to the middle this time. Has double under. Steps all the way in front of him. Almost like a Uchimata toss. Drags him down. Starts working all the way around to the back. And now Dustin's going to be pretty beat here. If he gets up to his feet, he's going to get slammed. So he gives up the whizzer. Has to give up his back. Islam crawls up. Flattens him out. Not looking good. Not looking good one bit. Body triangle. Back on the body triangle. Round 3. Dustin doing a good job fighting the hands again. Flatten his back to the mat here. Islam feels like he's losing him. Thinks ahead. Next best position when you're losing the back is mount. Stays ahead of him. And it ends up in mount here. So it's looking like he's like looking for almost Americana. Maybe a triangle settlement. So Dustin Poirier uses the fence. Bounces off the fence. Islam goes to an armbar. And they scramble up. Islam back in a double leg. That was a tiring transition, especially in the 3rd round. And Dustin's back on him. 1-2 to the lips. Screaming, bleeding, fixing the shorts. Goes deuce. 1-3-2. Here we go. Round 3. Dustin's coming forward. Trying to rip the body. Throwing uppercuts, which is a good idea. Move on to round 4 here. Islam looks tired when you do those weight cuts where you're cutting 30 plus pounds. I mean, it's hard, especially when you're that jacked. Shoots head inside. Dustin's matching the pace. Dustin's giving him a good fight here. Round 4, 3:30 left. When he gets his hands on you and starts just wearing on your head. Dustin's still in this, though. Still in this. One shot changes the fight. Putting a good 4-piece together, and then goes head inside double. Dustin has a good reaction. Pushes him against the fence and kind of drops down to a reshot here. Reshot, looking to lock his hands. Dustin's not letting him lock his hands. Let's see how he finishes here. He moves to the single leg. And people don't understand how exhausting this is, especially if you're 18 minutes into a fight so far, and you got this guy hanging on you. Single leg, rests on him. He's still winning when he's got him against him. Now he goes big lift, big lift, big lift, steps inside. Doesn't fully finish, gets behind his back, and then he gets a mat return, drags him down. That would be 2 points there. Looks to hop on the back. Dustin's showing his heart and ends up getting up. Hits a hard switch. Beautiful. Hard switch. Forces Islam to let go of his hands and escapes there. 50 seconds, round 4. And look at Islam still staying sharp. Double jab, left hand. Goes head inside double again. He's just trying to break Dustin. Dustin's got a power guillotine here. I don't think it's hitting the arteries, though. Islam's got his head turned. Round 4 is in the books. Good fight here. Okay, round 5. Still, good balance on his feet. Let's see what happens here on this finish. So he goes head inside single, cuts the corner right away, puts him down to his hip, keeps elevating that leg. 256 round 5. Keeps elevating that leg and circling towards the double. Dustin does a good job, and he moves to the far leg. So he's on a head outside single leg on the ankles. I forgot what they call this in wrestling, but this is a sweet finish. Sweet finish. I forgot what they call it. Loses his balance. Dustin scrambles. Looks to go head inside single and wrestle up. Islam, I think it's one of his best moves. It ends up, lands in a front headlock. Kind of falls to his hip for a guillotine to break him down. Now Dustin's on bottom, half guard with the underhook, and Islam goes deep with the right hand. Deep with the right hand, you know he's looking for the stars. And he doesn't really get it hooked up that deep. Usually when you're doing Dars Anacondas, you want to get your bicep, the deeper your arm is on your bicep, the tighter it is. He just goes to his forearm. He goes to his forearm just like this. And his pinch and his chest is so tight. And you're already gasping for air. It's 22 minutes into the fight. And now this Russian, you can see it in his face how tight he's squeezing this. It's almost like a Japanese necktie where he has his leg hooked here. And then Dustin has two choices. Either passes out or he taps out. 5th round, Islam gets it done. Absolute war. And it shows you. It shows you why the dude's #1 pound for pound. His win streak right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 fight win streak in the UFC. The dude's an absolute freak. I don't know if there's anyone in the lightweight division that can beat him. I don't know. I think Arman's going to give him a good fight. I think Arman's going to give him a good fight. Is he going to be able to counter in his wrestling for 25 minutes? Not make a mistake for 25 minutes? I don't know. We're going to find out. Islam's pound for pound for a reason. He's so slick on his feet. He's so well-rounded. His ground and pound is so good. His jiu-jitsu is so good. His wrestling obviously is another level. Those guys wrestle since they're just young children. So they're so used to being absolutely gassed out. They're just used to it. They're comfortable. They're there all the time. And his striking's just sharp. So, boys and girls, UFC 311. I'm going to be there. Let's see what happens. Can Arman shock the world? Hit that like and subscribe button and comment what you guys think below. What do you think? Love y'all.